How's it going, everybody? We just started a brand new season in the Go Battle League. It's called the Tales of Transformation. So many different movesets change. Dragons are completely different. Peck is now a relevant fast attack. And I have a really fun Pokemon to show you here today for my first battles of this brand new season. Let's take a look at Fearow. This team was actually created by Firestar, one of our highest finishing North American trainers at the World Championships this past season. He is going to be running a Shadow Steelix in the lead with Azumarill and Fearow. I took that exact same team here. Great lead with Morpeko in game number 1. Gothitelle is such an incredible fast attack now because it generates energy so quickly. I'm used to playing Guzzlord. If you watched the channel before, you know that I love playing Guzzlord because of that Gothitelle damage, but now it's an energy generating move. If you look at Gothitelle and Dragon Breath, they're basically the same because they generate 3 damage and 4 energy per turn, right? So Gothitelle is just 3 times that. Morpeko is not going to have a really good time against Steelix here, but they do throw the Dark type Aura Wheel that's single stage boosted, so I'm going to go ahead and shield that one up. Gonna look for good timing here on another breaking swipe, but my opponent is going to throw another move. This is Psychic Things, doesn't matter too much, that's what it is. Opponent trying to switch back over to that Dark type. I'm gonna throw one Gothitelle and then the breaking swipe to try to pick up the KO here against the Morpeko. Morpeko does shield. They swap now into Azumarill. Now we're gonna see some Fearow action. Peck just got buffed. This Pokemon is really, really fun to play. And I like Fearow more than the other Peckers so far. No pun intended. Hey, don't clip that. Do not clip that. Because it does have Drill Run. I think Dodrio is also very interesting because it has Trailblaze. But Drill Run is going to do some meaningful damage. Right now, though, I'm just going to go for the Drill Pecks. Obviously, we want the same type of attack bonus. We want neutral damage no matter how we cut it. Double Drill Pecks actually brings this Azumarill very low, and we are able to peck down. And I leave very little HP for this Morpeko to farm, which is really nice. Going back in with the Steelix, I'm going to look for almost a Gothitelle down, but the opponent does get to a move. I figure if this is Aura Wheel, it's not even a big deal because ground is just going to help me resist that so much. Opponent doesn't switch. I have an Earthquake loaded. Opponent comes in now with a Hypno. Hypno is another Pokemon that I want to try because Confusion did get an energy generation buff. Coming in now with the Azumarill, and my goodness, take me back to 2021 PvP, Hypno versus Azumarill. This is honestly a massive throwback here for our first game of the Tales of Transformation season. Azumarill obviously gonna go for the Ice Beam to close this game out. Hypno can't hold a candle when it's down a shield, it has no HP and an Earthquake, so GG's. Taking on Stooge here in game number 2. They lead Annihilape. This is a Pokemon that I have seen, and I think this is a holdover from last season that we are going to continue to see. Annihilape, Shadow Steelix, Galarian Moltres, basically the Beelzebub team. We're going to see all 3 of those. Opponent does swap in here, and they go with their Corviknight. This is a tricky matchup. This flyer we've seen all over the meta. Corviknight, I will mention this. For Frankfurt and Monterey, it will not be allowed because the new rule is 2 weeks following the Tuesday after release of a new move. So this Pokemon will not be in those first 2 Play Pokemon regionals, but we will see it later on in the month in Pittsburgh. So keep an eye out for that. Corviknight, though, is all over JBL. I mean, it's only 9 turns to that Air Cutter, which is so fast. This is definitely what Corviknight needed to become more relevant. And I'm going to sink both shields into this matchup because I do not want to allow that Annihilape to line back up against the Steelix. That would be bad news bears. Opponent comes in with Gastrodon. I don't know exactly how many battles I've played over the length of the season so far. It's only been 2 days, but I feel like every single game there's a Gastrodon. Every single game. Shout out to Lou. I know there's technically no problem with that, but I will say that it is a bit overwhelming when Mud Slap is this prominent. Opponent comes back in with the Annihilape here. It does have a lot of energy, which is a little bit tricky. I switch into the Azumarill at this point. Also, 1 turn lag. It seems to be largely resolved, although I say largely. I did have a battle yesterday where the 1 turn did hit me and that was no fun at all. So it's still around, but it's definitely minimized much more than it used to be. Second Rage Fist does connect, of course no shields in play. I do have the move, I believe, on the Fearow, so I can combo play this. Ice Beam takes the shield, we combo, Wombo combo into the Fearow. Now, I connect with that, and the opponent's final Pokemon is the Gastrodon. It does have a lot of HP. I'm gonna try to get to another Drill Run here. I know it was bad timing, but with Mudslap being double resisted by the flying typing and not doing much damage at all, I just wanted to land that damage. and we are able to peck down, which is really nice. Gastrodon is still caught in this really tricky position where you either want Earth Power for that super incredible, speaking of Gastrodon, ground type damage, or you want to go with Water Pulse in order to try to shore up some matchups so you might not be as good against like flying types. Opponent comes in with a Charm Gothitelle. Charm also got a rework. It's going to be less damage, but more energy. And that is going to lend itself to some interesting play. It's not as good of a counter to Pokemon like Dragon types or like Annihilape as it used to be, but it is going to allow Pokemon like Wigglytuff to get to those charge attacks just a little more quickly. Opponent fires the Rock Slide. Not a huge deal because I took both shields. I come in now with the Steelix. I don't know all of Gothitelle's movesets, but I assume this is going to be like Psychic, Rock Slide, something like that. So I'm not going to worry about shielding my Steelix here. Rock Slide does basically no damage, and Charm is not doing damage either. They come in with the Slowbro, and I'm so sorry for you, bro, but that is a Poison and Psychic type, and Earthquake absolutely hammers it. You would not see an Earthquake Steelix in seasons past because the Dragon Tail and the Thunderfang both are just not fast enough to generate energy. But now that Dragon Tail is reworked, we are seeing that more often. And that is why I think Firestar recommended this Earthquake Steelix, and I gotta tell you, Firestar, if you're watching, this Pokemon is sick. It's awesome. Gonna go ahead and throw the Play Rough here. I think if I throw the Ice Beam, I'll need a second charge attack, but if I throw the Play Rough, I can bubble down. Opponent comes back in with the Gothitelle. Charms are doing a bit of damage. I believe I bank the Ice Beam, swap in to the Steelix here. I think their win condition was to KO the Azumarill, and then I guess Gastrodon through the Steelix, but I still have two shields, and I got a lot of energy as well. Opponent comes back in with the Gastrodon. We are gonna hit it with the Earthquake, ground versus ground, ground and pound. Take it down town. That's a game win. Gonna go to this next battle against Chiro Kid, I believe it is. Scizor, Pokemon that's really interesting. I do think we will see it in this current iteration of the meta. It's a very powerful Bug and Steel type, and it does a lot of damage over time. What Niantic / Scopely has been doing is they've just been buffing things that weren't good previously and not really nerfing much. So you're gonna see more and more Pokemon rise into relevancy. And I think that's honestly overall a good thing for competitive Pokemon Go, because it just means that more Pokemon are viable. For example, if you want to play a Water Fairy type, I still think it's pretty set that you're going to play Azumarill. You're not going to play Primarina. You're not going to play Tapu Fini unless you're Enhoff, you know, if you're good like that. But for most cases, there's like a best-in-class pick. And I think that as we continue to buff up these other Pokemon, we're going to see more and more variants, which is really, really fun. They come in here with the Regidrago, a Pokemon that I've wanted to try. I played a bit of this last season as well. It's really fun, right? Full Dragon type kit, does a lot of damage over time, but that double Dragon type kit or triple Dragon type kit is just no good in matchups like this. I figure I need 2 charge attacks anyway, so I do throw the Ice Beam here. I'm double resisting everything this Regidrago throws, so really no reason to be concerned. I think the opponent either stutter lags, or maybe they're kind of like giving up midway through this game, because we do see a couple of weird breaks like that. No charge at all in the breaking swipe. I think they're just trying to top left. They're just trying to get out of there, which I totally understand. Interesting team though, Shadow Scizor and Regidrago. I think that's a good combo. Coming in with the Toxtricity, this is a phenomenal lead for Steelix. Even with the pup, it's not going to do much damage at all. They come in with Regice though. Oh my gosh, I have not seen a Regice since I watched a Tua Butter stream, right? It's just something that's very, very unusual, but you always get these spicy fun Pokemon in the early sets of a new season. I thought I caught a Focus Blast, but instead it's the Thunder, and that definitely hurts. I will need to shield a Thunder at some point here, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that shield now. Regice throws another Thunder as expected. I go 1 bubble over. Another change, the 45-second timer. I do think this is a good improvement. It's very marginal. You probably don't notice it a lot of the time, but I do think it makes a big difference, especially in these closer matchups. Thunder does connect, Azumarill hangs on. I do get to the Play Rough as well, which is super nice. Azumarill's got a ton of HP, which means that those lock-ons are doing basically no damage at all. Play Rough connects. I try to snipe with the Steelix. Ooh, and we do get the triple Dragon Tail knockout. Coming out with the Azumarill. It's a little unfortunate because I am switch locked into this, but I figured that my Fearow with its Drill Run is going to be able to take out that Toxtricity. I just need energy somewhere. I could shield here and double down on the Steelix, or I could go with the Fearow. I'm gonna do the former. In comes the Toxtricity. They switch it in, which is a bold play cotton, and I don't think it pays off for him here. Earthquake connects, that is double super effective versus that poison and electric type. We get a big knockout. And I swap the Steelix out to try and catch. Opponent throws a bubble and then throws a charge attack anyway, which is doubly good for us. Play rough does connect, the Azumarill goes down. Steelix comes in, we throw another, guys, another Earthquake, which is such a hard hitting charge attack for a bulky Pokemon like Steelix. We don't even show the Fearow. We don't have to bring it out to the field. Fearow just sits on the bench, warms up the bench with its beak or whatever, and it just chills. We do get Rookie from the from the set rewards as well. Let me know how your Corviknight Community Day went, or I should say Rookie Community Day, you know, gotta be specific. I got some really nice shinies. I think, guys, I really grinded. I really did. I think I caught over 1,400 Rookie. I got 65 shinies. Just saying, just not trying to brag, just saying. Next battle, we are gonna get an electric type. This is Charjabug, and I'm so glad to see it here in the lead versus Steelix. Azumarill, Fearow, neither want to see this electric and bug type. So my opponent is gonna stay in. I'm gonna stay in too, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, with the Dresky. We do pull the shield away. They come in with the Gastrodon. I'm gonna save the Azumarill in the back just because I'm double resisting all the ground type attacks here. If it's a water pulse, it'll hurt, but no, it's just a body slam, not a big deal at all. I'm gonna go for a little additional energy. I think I can take this and not get Mudslap down. And yeah, that's definitely the reality here. Drill Peck is gonna hit hard. You're gonna see this, right? Drill Peck coming through here from the Fearow. Boom! Oh, actually shielded. Let's try again. Boom! As we charge this up. Fearow connects, Gastrodon goes down, in comes the Charjabug. They only get one Volt Switch, which is fine. I come back in with the Steelix, and right there, the one turn lag usually would have shafted us right there, but we are able to get the Dragon Tail through, and because they throw another Volt Switch, I'm able to get another Dragon Tail into the Earthquake. So I'm telling you guys, it is better, it is improved. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better. Opponent comes in now with the Carbink. Trying to throw in good timing here for the Earthquake, but I feel really confident. I mean, we have the Azumarill. I'm just gonna swap that in here. The bubbles are adding up, and I'm just gonna go for the play rough, but I think my opponent can already tell this game is basically over. I think they stopped tapping, which is pretty nice. Play rough connects, the superior fairy takes that down. Next battle, Steelix into Hypno. The odds that this is a Fire Punch or Focus Blast Hypno are exceedingly low. Opponent comes in now with the Incineroar. I believe this is Wolfie's Incineroar, if I'm not mistaken. And they do throw the Blast Burn, so we are forced to shield. Because I gave a shield, I want to take a shield back. So I'm going to bait the Earthquake here, and I'm staying in to maybe show them that I might be weak to this Pokemon, but I'm not. I've got an Azumarill, which is one of the hardest walls to a Fire and Dark type Pokemon that you can possibly ask for. Blast Burn connects. It barely hurts at all into my Azumarill, but I did stay in long enough to allow them to switch back. So they're back into the Hypno now. Gotta go ahead and throw the Play Rough into Hypno. It's gonna take 2 to knock out. And the timing is always tricky on these 3-turn fast attacks into 4-turn fast attacks, but I did throw 3 bubbles for 9 turns. They're running Size Shock, which I think is a legacy move as well, which is really cool. Could have gone for either move here. I go for the Ice Beam. Does not get the KO, but I bring in the Steelix. I'm trying to snipe down with the Dragon Tails. A play like that would not have been possible without the 45-second timer. My opponent would have been able to stay in, and this is a huge mistake by me. Throwing the Earthquake, I should have just committed to another fast move. They bait with Brutal Swing. So this is a Brutal Swing and Blast Burn Incineroar. We take it down no matter what. Opponent comes in with Charizard. Oh, I saw the fire and I got nervous. I thought it was like a Talonflame or something. But because it's Dragon Breath and we are double resisting all of these Dragon Breaths, or single resisting, sorry, all the Dragon Breaths, it means that we're able to just stay in this matchup, fire off Dragon Tails, get the shield with the Breaking Swipe. Air Cutter is not even enough, but we swap into Fearow. I'm gonna try to, oh, they try to catch. I'm gonna try to outpace here. Ooh, we actually are gonna get stuck against the Charizard. Charizard had a total makeover, right? Blast Burn connects, Fearow goes down. This is gonna be a really close game. I think I'm close on Steelix. Yes. Oh, there we go. We're able to pull the trigger on the Breaking Swipe versus the Charizard. But I was just saying, I'm gonna do a video on Charizard pretty soon. It got a total makeover with the new season update. Dragon Breath as well as Ember are both very good moves for it now. Next game, Chesnaught. This is definitely not what I want to see, no pun intended, with my pick there. But my opponent actually makes a very interesting play. They swapped into Swampert. I do make a minor mistake here. House Stark told me, if you are responding to a swap, you need to throw your energy first. Otherwise, you just give a turn back to your opponent by letting them fire their charge move. So I did mess that up. Sorry, Stark, please forgive me. But I am able to KO the Swampert. Opponent comes in with Whiscash. This is Chesnaught, double Mudboy. This is a very interesting team. Not something that I expected to see this early or at all. Dropek does get shielded up, and I swap now into Azumarill. I'm hoping to get a couple bubbles ahead before the Chesnaught comes in, and that's exactly what we are able to do. This game's not over though. It's gonna be really tricky in the end. Frenzy Plant connects as expected. I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam. I don't know if I can get to a second Ice Beam. That would be super clutch if I could. I think it's gonna be close. Azumarill trying to get there. Ooh, actually opponent throws on just 1 HP. Chesnaught is gonna be using Superpower. So Superpower Frenzy Plant. They have another superpower, but it was a 1-stage reduced due to the superpower they just fired. So it takes about half. Whiscash comes in, they have a move. I'm just gonna let this one go. I'm gonna put it all on the Fearow, all the chips into the Fearow corner. I want the double Drill Pecks. I don't wanna get hit with a Blizzard, obviously, but I call it, and it's a Scald, and it does hurt quite a bit. I should have probably shielded that. Oops. But anyway, we survive. Drill Peck does connect, and Fearow, double resisting the mud shots, going for the Pecks, is able to, actually tie in that game. If I shield the Scald there, maybe things turn out a little differently. It's hard to say. Next battle, Unova Stunfisk. This is kryptonite for my team. Kryptonite, absolute kryptonite. I do not know how to beat this Pokemon, but we're gonna do our best with Steelix. Because I am building energy so quickly, I know I can threaten the Earthquake. Mud Bomb does connect. Opponent gets a second Mud Bomb here. I'm gonna let this one through just because the Thunder Shocks are doing practically nothing. Also, you can hear the locusts and the bugs out here in the swamp. In the swamp in Louisiana, all right? That's where we're at. People are like, oh my God, is he in the Safari Zone in Pokemon? Like is there an actual Caterpie right there or a Weedle? No, swamp in Louisiana, actually. Primeape comes in, we're gonna peck it down. 1 peck is all it takes. Opponent comes back in with the Unova Stunfisk. This is still very, very tricky though. I think that I kind of gave myself away that I was weak to this when I stayed in with the Steelix, which is understandable. Gonna go for the Drill Run though. Do they know? Do they know that I have super effective Drill Run for the Stunfisk? No, they do not. I come in now with the Azumarill and the bubble goes through as well, which is super nice, very nice. Discharge does connect. Looking for some more bubbles. In comes Rufflet. This is a Peck user that I have not tried yet, but I definitely want to give it a shot. A few different Peck users. You've got Fearow, Dodrio, Rufflet. I think Altaria can also run Peck, as well as Murkrow. Murkrow vid on the way, by the way. You're gonna want to see that. Trying to get to the double Ice Beam here. I was able to get it, but not before the opponent had another fly ready to go. Gonna fire off this Ice Beam here. This is gonna be super effective. I know Rufflet is bulky, but I don't know if it's this bulky. Let's find out. Nope, it is not. Back into the Fearow, and we are able to peck down, which is honestly clinical. That's insane. Last battle of the video against Bootius. Shout out to all the Bootius fans out there. We're gonna have a Mandibuzz in the lead. This is fine. I mean, this is a very neutral matchup. They are running Air Slash, which is not doing much damage at all. But in return, my newly nerfed Dragon Tails are not doing much damage either, so not a big deal. Mandibuzz is going to fire for charge attack of its own. Probably going to be the Dark Pulse, if I had to guess, and it is. I think it's really interesting, the evolution of Mandibuzz that we've seen, because we used to see very strictly Snarl plus Dark Pulse, and then we started to see Air Slash plus Foul Play, just because it was lower energy cost. And now we're seeing Air Slash and Dark Pulse, right? There are no rules anymore. No rules if you're playing Mandibuzz. I'm gonna get to another Breaking Swipe here against the Mandibuzz. This one does connect. Attack drop, that's another facet of the update. Breaking Swipe is gonna debuff all the time, 100% of the time. Dark Pulse does connect. Steelix goes down, but I come in with the Fearow. I get 2 Pecks, which is really cool. Opponent comes in with Diggersby. Interesting. And this is this is Quick Attack Diggersby, it appears. I'm going to throw on Charge Attack Priority with the Fire Punch. But I do not want to take a second Fire Punch. I think it's going to do more damage than you expect. Probably like 30%, 35%. Yeah, I'd say like 25% or so. Trying to catch the Fire Punch. I think that we succeeded, everybody. Diggersby, non-stab, Fire Punch, resisted by the Azumarill. Very nice. Coming in now with the Drapion. Ooh, okay. So there's a win con here for Fearow, but it's going to be a little tricky. Azumarill, meanwhile, needs to stay in here and do a lot of damage. Debuff on the first crunch is never good. We saw the Azumarill versus Shadow Drapion matchup play out so many times in the Championship Series last season. I think we're going to see a lot less this season, but, you know, very, very good duo together and very classic foes when they are apart. Second Ice Beam going to get fired off here. I think I need to swap lest I get Poison Sting down. I do go into the Fearow. I'm going to combo play immediately. Like right there. And we did pick up the knockout. Now it's Diggersby versus Fearow. I need space to 2 Drill Pecks before they get to 3 Fire Punches. And of course not die to the Quick Attacks in the meanwhile. We got the double Drill Pecks. We're gonna fire up the first one here against Diggersby. This will take the final shield. And then we have another one ready to go. So Fearow, very fun Pokemon. I know I spent a lot of time talking about Shadow Steelix and Azumarill, but Fearow is super, super fun. Shout out to Firestar for the team recommendation. This is a really, really fun team to play, especially if you are just getting started in the season of Tales of Transformation. That's all for this video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed that Fearow gameplay. I'll see you in the next one.